The world today stands more divided than at any time in recent memory. A Middle East conflict, once simmering, has exploded into a full-blown regional war. Iran, claiming a sweeping operation it calls Khamenei Revenge, says it has struck 500 U.S. and Israeli military sites and strategic positions in retaliation for unprecedented strikes that killed its supreme leader. But what really happened? What is at stake? And how close is the world to a global escalation? Let's break it down. The immediate spark was not accidental. It was the culmination of years of tensions, culminating in late February when joint U.S. and Israeli forces launched a massive aerial assault on Iran. That campaign, referred to in some reports as Operation Epic Fury and Operation Lion's Roar, targeted command centers, missile sites, and allegedly key leadership buildings in Tehran. According to multiple sources, over 2,000 sites across Iran have been hit by U.S. and Israeli strikes, from ballistic missile facilities to intelligence hubs and military compounds. Amid these strikes, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, was reportedly killed, along with senior Iranian commanders, a move that instantly escalated what might have remained a limited conflict into a broader confrontation. This was a seismic shift in Middle Eastern geopolitics, a targeted decapitation strike of arguably one of the most powerful political figures in the region. In response, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, issued a defiant revenge pledge and launched what it called extraordinary strikes targeting U.S. and Israeli interests across the Middle East. Iran announced it had struck 500 U.S. and Israeli sites with missiles, drones, and ballistic attacks, claiming dozens of strategic targets were hit, including U.S. bases, military installations, and sites in Israel itself. Iranian forces claim they have fired hundreds of missiles and more than 700 drones across multiple fronts, from the Gulf to Arab capitals, marking one of the most aggressive retaliatory moves in recent Middle Eastern history. But how much of this has been independently verified? Exact casualty figures and damage assessments remain contested, particularly with claims from both sides amplified by state media and wartime rhetoric. Yet independent monitors and social platforms indicate a rising human toll on all sides. Reports now suggest hundreds of casualties in Iran alone, with Iranian civilians and military personnel among the dead and injured, and American troops also confirmed killed in the... And it's not just a battlefield anymore. Oil prices have surged, global shipping lanes like the Strait of Hormuz have been disrupted, and airspace closures have stranded civilian travelers worldwide. This conflict is no longer contained to Iran and Israel. Allied militias, including Hezbollah in Lebanon, have begun launching attacks on northern Israel, prompting retaliatory airstrikes and ground troop movements. Meanwhile, Iranian proxies in Iraq and Syria have aligned themselves with Tehran's pushback, warning of long campaigns and fierce resistance. Even nations historically on the sidelines are feeling this shockwave, with attacks reported on U.S. diplomatic compounds and military bases across the Gulf region. Iran claims it has dealt a massive blow to U.S. and Israeli military infrastructure. 500 targets hit in retaliation, but global analysts warn this is just the beginning of a potentially multi-year, multi-front conflict with consequences for oil markets, alliances, and the lives of millions. The world watches, uneasy, hoping diplomacy emerges before war spreads beyond the Middle East. Narrator closing. If you found this video useful, hit like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. What happens next could rewrite world history, and you'll want to be informed every step of the way.